Welcome everyone, this is Alex for the Coaster Spot, and this is how I arrived at 9 a.m. to see that the final piece of the structure for the first drop has been installed. It's Hersheypark, it's April 17th, it's construction update number 16, and we are going to top off. Let's get the annoying part of the video out of the way and ask you to subscribe, like, or dislike this video and comment down below, or maybe hit that bell for instant notifications when a video comes out. Anyways, with all that over with, you can see that they were working on tightening up the structure, doing all the bolts, and getting everything ready for the final lift. There will be a lot of moments in this video where I will not be talking because it's going to be the same shots over and over again just to give you an idea of what everything's looking like. But if you actually look to the left there, you can see that they were working on the helix area, lifting up vents. One was going in place. We weren't able to put the drone up into the air. I was going to film after they had all gone done for the day, but yeah, the wind picked up really bad, like 20 miles per hour, 30 plus mile gusts, and wouldn't have been a good idea. Of course, we'll get those shots this weekend though, don't worry. And you can see right there they were working on one of the saddles for whatever reason, and here you can see that the crane has been unhooked from the structure, and they were working on the crest of the lift hill. We showed you this in our last update and already had the flag put onto the top of it, but here they're just doing final checks, probably tightening bolts, maybe even torquing them down, just final little bits. There's an impact wrench doing some stuff, and there it is. And here is the crane finally coming into place. This was like 10:30ish, so they got everything ready to go, and then the lift didn't happen for quite a while later. But lucky for you guys, you'll see that very soon. But first, when I was waiting for all this to happen, I noticed that they were installing other pieces of track. This is entering into the 0G roll. There are 4 pieces, 2 left, 2 right, installed. And in a moment you'll get a better angle, and kind of shows you how close that right rail is on top of the rail for the entrance into the second 0G roll, because these 2 inversions are more or less stacked right on top of each other. Really cool. I don't think you're going to have much of a visual on ride, but I just kind of find it cool that they're placed so close together. I don't feel like you see that very often, so that's why I've been highlighting it. I did finally remember to bring a tripod. I've been meaning to do that for so many updates. It's going to stay in the car so we can get you these fantastic time lapses. Up in the upper left corner, you'll be able to see how fast I sped things up if you're just interested in that. I like to be very detail oriented and include that stuff. Here, you can see the basket lowering down because they just put the guys up there and they're just chilling out, taking photos, hanging out, like, you know, just completely relaxed at like 120 feet up in the ground. No fear. None at all. I love it. I'd love to be up there. And here is our first moment. Around 12:30, the structure was free floating. They would be doing some final checks, and about 10 minutes later, we'll see them start to lift it. Here you can see a bunch of people crowding around. The guys in white with the green vests, most of those are engineers or probably executives of Hersheypark, Hershey Entertainment, one of the two. And we are not going to speed this one up, but it's really cool. Like, this crane just lifts this thing effortlessly. It is pretty cool to see. And this would be a fantastic time to remind you to follow me on Instagram, The Coaster Spot, where I post stories on the days that I'm at parks, live updates, and on Twitter, Coaster Spotting, where I'll post high-resolution photos so you can stare at them forever long you would like to in great detail. And here you can see the Hersheypark drone flying around, which is the main reason I didn't fly during the topping. I figured that they would have a drone up and didn't want to interfere or crash. That would be pretty hard to do, but regardless, it just seemed like the right thing to do. Plus, it was blowing quite a bit, and their drone was huge. Mine is tiny. Don't think it would have fared as well. and you'll see that they've installed a lot of the mechanics already. A chain trough return, one of the cogs for the top of the lift hill. Still a bit more to put on there, but it took care of a lot of it seems. Some catwalks, and this shot took place over 15 minutes. You can see they're just lowering down very carefully. They were focusing on the lift hill side first. They got that all bolted up first, and then we'll see some methods that they used later on to get everything aligned properly. Now, while that time lapse was going on, I did start to walk down just with the iPhone and take some close-up shots. So that's what we have a bunch of right now. And yeah, really neat shots. I'll continue to get these. I don't know why I haven't previously. Don't love going down by the road, that's why. Now we're back to after that previous time lapse played out. There's that 0G stall and just bolting things up. Black Crane is the one with the buckets, and here is the Hersheypark drone, which is kind of fun to watch. And here is a ratchet strap that they will use to shift the structure into place. As you can see, it was a little bit to the left. So they will slowly ratchet it into place now that I believe everything on the lift hill side was mostly bolted up. Well, bolted up to the point where they could get everything aligned. And then we just have plenty of shots from the gardens, around town, all over. As you can see, it's almost aligned in that shot, but they hadn't put any bolts in quite yet. And here is a look at the hill after the wave turn. No track yet, but I'm assuming that's going to be pretty soon. And then there is a very close up. You can see how close those track pieces are. And I didn't notice until editing, but they've started with the track onto the lift hill. So I'm assuming by this weekend, oh boy, you could have a lift hill track, because that stuff is real easy to install. I will not be surprised if the first drop track and lift hill is done in a week or less. That is just gonna, shoot up. It's gonna be cool. And now just some shots all around town. That lift hill, while small for RMC, like Trust Lift Hill, it dominates that section of the park. You can now see it from over by the Wendy's, which, I mean, you could never see Wildcat from over there. Maybe a little bit, but not like this. At this point, you'll see that they've started to put in bolts and a bunch of the rods that kind of just align things, and then you put the bolts in. This is from the Hersheypark parking lot. It's kind of interesting, like that structure looks so huge straight on, but from the side, tiny. And in case you were wondering if you can see Wildcat's Revenge from the entrance plaza to the park, you can. There it is. And you can see most of the slack has been taken off of the lift hill, and they were just about ready to undo it. And here you go. They had undone it. And this was about 5:30 or so. So the whole process took about 5 hours. So that's pretty neat. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. This has been Alex for the Coaster Spot. Like, comment, and subscribe, as we will be back this weekend for more updates. They aren't stopping. They will continue to roll on until that first train goes out with people.